Good luck.
Oh, thank you.
Merhaba arkadaşlar. Hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Kanada'nın Önde Gelen Politeknik Universitesi, Kwantlen Polytechnic University'de eğitimi Zlota'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Zlota, the stage is yours now.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi guys, good morning, good evening, good day. So today I'm here to show you a little bit about, tell you a little bit about KPU, I guess. So let me give me just 1 second. I'll try to see how to share my screen, and then I will start the presentation. So it will not take long, so you don't have to worry about that. I wanted to leave as much time as I could for the questions. So I think the presentation should be working right now. Screen sharing should be working. So again, thank you so much for being here, and hello. My name is Zlata Trefilova. I am an international recruiter and admissions coordinator at Kwantlen Polytechnic University. So today we will discuss what is KPU. We'll touch base on the admission requirements and what to expect from your studies at KPU and how that's going to influence your future. But before I even go into, Kwantlen Polytechnic University, I want to let you know why you should study in Canada. So there are 3 points on my share screen, but there is, of course, much more reasons to come and study in Canada. But one of the biggest what international students love is the fact that as a full-time student, you can work part-time during your academic semesters and full-time during your scheduled break. What it means is that when you are studying full-time at university, you can also work up to 20 hours per week during those semesters that you actually, studying. But then if you take semester off, and usually when students do that, it's summertime, when you take semester off, you can work full-time. So you can work 40 hours per week. Another thing is the fact that after you complete your studies, even if you do only 2 years diploma, you may be eligible to apply for 3 years postgraduate work permit. So what it means is that you complete your studies and then you can get a permit that will allow you to work in Canada for up to 3 years. So, and that's a good thing for those who actually want to stay in Canada or want to gain that international experience. And of course, the last but not least, well, on my list at least, it's called cultural experience. Canada it's a country of immigrants. Every, third, fourth person that you see on the street, it's from somewhere else. So you will never, ever feel an outsider in Canada. But when I say Canada, I actually mean, BC and Vancouver. Vancouver has one of the mildest climates in Canada. In comparison, 3 days ago, our temperature was plus 20 degrees. In Toronto, it was snowing. So you do the math there. So the mildest climate, we have the highest quality of life in North America. Vancouver is safe, it's beautiful, it's fun. If you can do any kind of sports. The picture you actually see on the screen is it's downtown Vancouver. At the back, you see mountains. Those are ski resorts, 2 of them. And there should be another one. Maybe it's on the screen, maybe not, I'm not sure. But you have 3 ski resorts within the city. It's whatever you want to do, you can do it in Vancouver. And again, it's beautiful. Ocean, this little water part of the ocean. So it's truly wonderful and amazing city to live in. And when I say, come to Vancouver, I actually mean come and study at KPU. So a few points about KPU that you may not know. Kwantlen Polytechnic University is the only polytechnic university in Western Canada, meaning that there are other institutions that they call themselves polytechnic, but we are the only polytechnic university. Even actually in Canada, there is no other polytechnic university. We are third largest university in Metro Vancouver. We offer more than 140 unique programs that you can apply for. And we prepare market-ready graduates, all due to the applied learning and small-sized classrooms. I'll go into details a little bit later. And what else? Something that I always advise students to do is to try one semester abroad. So KPU allows students. We have a partnership with more than 40 institutions around the world outside of Canada, and that allows you to come and visit those countries, those institutions. You can go for 2 weeks, you could go for 1 month, you can go to 1 semester or even 2 semesters as an exchange student. So studying at KPU does not only mean you will be, stuck in Vancouver, even though it's a beautiful place to be stuck in. You can still go outside of Canada and continue your studies there while still being a student at KPU. I understand that for some polytechnic might have different meanings. I am from Russia, and in Russia, polytechnic means absolutely different thing from what it's actually is in English. So polytechnic means that you get traditional academic plus applied learning. You will gain hands-on experience related to your industry and future career, and you will develop practical skills throughout your education. As an example, one of the programs that we offer is Bachelor of Journalism. So one of the things that students need to do on their second or third year, I'm not sure when, is they have to write an article in a Vancouver newspaper. So it's not a pretend article. You actually have to do it. So by doing that while still being at school, you will see the procedure, what it takes for an article, to develop and then to be actually on the paper of the newspaper. And there's a lot of things like that. So you will have presentations, you will have group works, you will have projects that you have to look for external help because it's the main point of making the project. So you get what I mean. And once you graduate from KPU, when you look for a job and you're sitting on the interview and they ask you, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Do you know what this means? You can easily say yes, and you will easily say yes, because that's something that you've been studying for 2 or 4 years at KPU. So that's the beauty of polytechnic part to university. I mentioned that we have more than 140 programs. So, and it's important thing to understand, especially when you start searching for programs. I want you to pay attention to program intake type. So we have 2 different intakes. We have open intake and limited intake. What I need to remember, the biggest difference is that programs with open intake, there is a pathway option available to them, meaning that if you do not meet English requirements, if you score a little bit lower, you can still join the program. You will just need to take 1 semester or 2 semesters of English. That's for open intake programs, and that's the majority of programs. And for limited intake programs, these are the ones that will ask you for maybe extra admission requirements, something like particular grade in math or portfolio for design, but there is no pathway, meaning if you do not meet English requirements, you are not eligible for the program. So even before you apply, and that's the reason I'm telling you that, even before you apply, make sure that you know what intake type it is, and you will see it on the program page website. And if you know that your English is not good enough, it doesn't meet the requirements, then I would suggest you to apply for open intake program so that you can actually, take pathway and then join the program later on. if you wrote a question, I do not see it. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen right now. I'm looking at it, I see only what you see, guys. So an entrance requirements for open intake program is we accept students who graduated from high school, we accept students who didn't graduate from high school, and we accept students who are currently taking other classes in different institutions. So if you fall under any of those categories, you can apply with English requirements. And that's what I'm saying. If you see here, so we accept Duolingo, but TOEFL, IELTS, and a few more tests, English tests. But if you do not hit that mark, you can always you can always get into pathway program. So that's for open intake. For limited intake, absolutely the same, except for there is no pathway, so you need to meet English requirements, and there might be additional requirements such as portfolio, subject grade, GPA, letter of intent, interview. So those are the programs that are a little bit more, you need to take a little bit more effort to get into those programs, but they're totally worth it. So now it's good to talk about, how many programs we have and what you can apply for. And we have a lot of programs and you can apply for all of them. But this is one of my research that I did a few months ago, I think. So the picture is taken from BC website, the BC official website of our province. So the pie chart here you see is, these are the percentage of job openings that will be expected to be open by 2021. And the different color means what level of education you need to apply for those new openings. So as you see, a big chunk is bachelor or bachelor degree or professional degree, meaning that only 4 years of experience is enough. Bigger chunk is actually diploma, certificate, or apprenticeship. Now, apprenticeship is not available for international students because it does not really allow you to apply for a postgraduate work permit, but that's something that you can work on later on. So these are almost half, well, not almost, more than half of the pie chart, means that even if you apply for diploma or bachelor, you will still hit that beautiful number of job openings where you can actually easily apply in the future between 2019 and 2029. And some of the programs that I saw will be in Pike, people will need you there. So there's a human resource professional, administrative officers, advertising, marketing, public relations managers, computer information system managers, financial auditors and accountant, supervisors, supply chain tracking and scheduling, coordination occupation. So also bear in mind that when I say manager, you cannot learn to be a manager. Manager is one of the steps. So if you start, let's say in advertising, you maybe not start as a manager, but within 3 years, you will get to that. So you don't have to worry about that right now. All of these programs that will be, where there will be open in the future, and we will need professionals in these programs. All of these programs are offered at our Faculty of Business, School of Business. We are Western Canada's second largest undergraduate business school. And we are one of the schools that has been accredited by business schools in the province of British Columbia. So it's a huge deal. And these are the programs. It's not all of the program within only business school. These are not the only school programs that we offer within the Faculty of Business. These are the programs that have co-op education to them. And these are in red ones. And these are also the programs that were just mentioned on the previous slide, on the previous page. Meaning that if you want to, let's say you want to apply for computer information system, you want to work with computers, you want to be a future best IT guy in the company, You can apply for a diploma or you can apply for bachelor, and you will have cooperative education part to it, meaning that one of your semesters you will need to work, you will get paid for that, and that will be a part of your education. And once you graduate from the program, not only you will have Canadian experience as a fresh, student just out of university, new professional, but you can also maybe ask them for a support letter. If those companies love you, they will actually, they may want you back once you graduate, because why would they train new people if they had you for a whole 4 months? So these are beautiful programs to apply for, especially if you do not really know what you want to do in the future, but you have an idea. So when you have an idea, apply for programs that has cooperative education to it. So the average salaries for the all of the professions that I mentioned are on the screen. Let me say that it's a very nice average salary. Average meaning they took it from the highest to the lowest and combined it, and that's the beautiful middle. This is something that you will earn as second year maybe after you graduate. So it's a really, really good programs to think about. And here on this page, you can see where we know our alumni are working. So we have people who work for the government, our students. We have students who work for Global Mail, Asterix, Nike, Lululemon, all of that. So these are, we have seven faculties. We have more than 140 programs. We have School of Design. So you can apply to each whatever program you want to, and you will maybe end up in Chloe in Milan. So you never know. But all that is, of course, beautiful. But education in Canada is paid. You have to pay for your classes. Unfortunately, there is no free education, as there are a lot of countries that do offer that. Canada is not one of those countries. We have some scholarships or awards, but mainly it will only cover a little part of your education. The reason there is no free education in Canada is the fact that Canada gives you opportunity to actually work during your studies. So it's up to you if you want to make money or not make money. So that's the whole reason. But KPU is a very affordable institution, even though we are public institution and we are public even university. I think the bachelor program will only cost you 87,000 Canadian dollars for the whole 4 years. And of course, you don't have to pay. You only pay for the number of credits you register per semester. So, but this is how much you will need to pay in 4 years or 5 years or 6, depending on how long you will be studying the program. So for diploma programs, of course, it's going to be half of it. It's only 43,000 Canadian dollars, but you get an idea. You can make a screenshot of this page, and maybe if I can go to another one. But everything else, all of this information can be found online on the website. We have many pages for international students with all of this, or if you have more questions, you can, of course, email me. But that's just a rough idea of how much you will need to pay in tuition and mandatory student fees. And as I mentioned before, you guys, you can apply for awards and scholarships. So we have awards for we have international entrance awards for international students, and university yearly, we have 2 million annually in donor-funded scholarships that are divided between different faculties, and there are different awards and scholarships that you can apply for. You will only need to fill out one form, and then it will be applied to every scholarship that you are eligible for, and then the concourse will start. So these are in, I don't know, about KPU in 20 minutes, I guess. If you have any questions, you can always email me. You can, I don't know, follow us on Instagram, ask your question there. But otherwise, I hope you learned something new. I hope you learned something important today, and maybe even decided what program you want to apply for. So I will be waiting for your questions, I guess, then. I'm gonna stop you can make a screenshot of this or a picture of the screen if you want to, but I will close this presentation now, and I guess I will ask to disconnect my screen. Oh, well, there's a lot of, okay. Okay, I will go into questions now. So if you guys have anything you wanted to ask, please do it in the question part of the website. Do you offer a conditional acceptance letter if we cannot reach the required English level? No. So again, it will work with two different intake types. If you're applying for a program with an open intake program, even though you do not meet English requirements for direct entry, you can still be, we will offer you a pathway program if you meet requirements for pathway. And you will apply with letter of acceptance to pathway program. But there is no conditional letter for that, unless you go to IELTS, and that's a different thing. Okay, another question. Do you have a career services and your partner companies for internship? Wait, I lost it. Oh, found it, okay. Do you have your career services, any partner companies for internship partners for foreign students? There is a list that I do not have with me right now of companies where students go for co-ops. But it's a new list. They just started, taking that down, so that we can maybe share it with students in the future. But if your question is, can you pick where to go? I do think so, because you will still need to get. So we will help you get the interview, but it's your job to actually go to the interview and show yourself in the most beautiful way so that the company hires you. Can we get work permit while studying? It's not, you can work while you're studying. So your study permit usually will allow you to work up to 20 hours per week during your full-time studies, and up to 40 hours per week when you are taking scheduled breaks. And I think there is another, okay. May you explain more additional requirements, please? So additional requirements are, you will find them on a lot of limited intake programs. Let's say, for instance, you want to apply for interior design program. To apply for that, you will need to show your English. You will need to show that you have graduated from high school or you're studying somewhere else. And you will also show your portfolio. So you will need to showcase your ability to be a designer, I guess. And that's something that if you do not submit that part, if you do not submit portfolio, you're lacking, you're not meeting that requirements, and you will not be offered a seat in the program, right? Same applies to, for instance, we offer a certificate in engineering. To become an engineer, we want you to have a certain grades in math and physics and chemistry, so that we actually know that you will, engineer a really nice thing that will not break in the future. So you will see all of those additional requirements on each program page. So you will not need to look for anything outside of it. It's pretty straightforward. Once you open your program page that you want to apply for, you go to requirements and you will see admission requirements, and they will be highlighted to you. I hope that explains that answers the question. I'll go to another one. Do you have a psychology department? And if you have, how much is the fee for 1 year? So we do offer, psychology will be offered under Faculty of Arts. Am I sharing my screen? No. If I'm not mistaken, let me take a look at that. We offer bachelor in psychology. And 1 year of the program, yes. So we offer Associate of Arts degree in psychology. We have Bachelor of Science in psychology, Bachelor of Arts in psychology, but there is no certificate in psychology. But regardless, 1 year of studies at KPU, again, it will depend on how many credits you take per semester. But if we are talking about full-time studies, so you take 15 credits during first semester, 15 credits during second semester, it will give you 30 credits in total. And that will be 22,000 Canadian dollars per year. So that would be 1 year 1 year cost of the studies at KPU. What are the most popular programs among international students? How is Turkish students number at KPU? How is Turkish student? Honestly, it's hard for me to say this year because I haven't seen students on campus. I don't see faces. I don't speak with students. So it's a little bit, I'm not going to answer this question. We do have students from Turkey. I visited Turkey in 2019, so that was a really successful affair. But most popular programs, IT, Bachelor of IT or Computer Information Systems. A lot of students apply for criminology. Students love those who want to be designers. We have a faculty of design, so students apply there. Technology, but journalism, of course, marketing, all of the business programs, students tend to apply there more often. Yeah, I think I would say business and design, programs within School of Business and School of Design. Do you offer English language preparation year? No, not in the sense that I think you're asking me about. So to apply to KPU, you will need to show English test results. Even if you do not meet English requirements for direct entry, you will still need to show us your English test results so that we can at least offer you pathway. If you meet requirements for a pathway program, then you will need to study pathway, and those are the programs that were designed for students to work on your academic English, and those are the beautiful programs to take. Students who take pathway at KPU, they tend to do much better in the future, they do better essays, they understand the topics much better because they were taught how to do it in Canadian way, let's say. Because I was an international student myself, and I know how it's done in Russia back home, but it's a totally different thing when you study in Canada. So you will still need to apply with at least something as English results. You can take Duolingo. It's online. It's 2 hours, and it's pretty, I think, affordable. And then based on that, we will see if we can offer you a pathway program. Okay. How long it takes application process? Well, it is. Oh, sorry, I missed my question. Application process, it will honestly depend on how fast you will submit the documents and if it's a limited intake program or not. But if everything is done on time, it will probably take 2 months from the day you apply to the day you got your offer letter. And I'm talking about offer letter, not LOAs, because once you get your offer letter, you have to accept it. You can accept it by paying deposit, and if you do not pay the deposit, then we won't send you a letter of acceptance. So it's around 2 months to get an offer letter. It can go much faster, but again, it will depend on how fast you will send us your documents, if those are the documents that we are asking for, or if those are the documents that have to be in the correct PDF and colored scanned copies, all that. Do you offer any one-year program that include co-op? No. The shortest program for co-ops are post-baccalaureate programs, and I think one of them would be Operation Supply Chain Management. That one is a 2-year program with co-op. The reason there is no 1-year program that has co-op is because students need to study well, so that we know that we need to give you some knowledge before we can actually send you do the job, right? So there is no way students can get any kind of knowledge within 1 year, and also study 1 year and work 1 year. It's not going to work. So at least 2 years, and that would be post-baccalaureate diploma in Operation Supply Chain Management, and actually diploma in computer information system. Is it flexible application deadlines? Okay, so we want you to apply. We want you to make sure you guys apply on time so that you can not only get letter of acceptance from KPU, but also you will have enough time to apply for study permit. We accept applications until 1 month prior to the start of the intake. And it's okay if let's say you're already in Canada, you have your study permit, you're just switching schools. It's not gonna work if you're back home and you haven't even applied for study permit. So make sure you allow yourself enough time to apply for study permit and visas, student visas. That would be the main, I would say, and that would be the main reason a student defer a program for later on, because they didn't plan that enough. How is living expenses in Surrey, special apartment rents? I actually have, I'm not gonna speak of that because it all will depend on, your spending habits, where you want to live, what you want to do. I will send you a link to accommodation, and you can read that on the link. And I am not sure, but I hope that everyone else will be able to open the link. So it says here that apartment bachelor studio will cost you on 1,400 average. 1 bedroom will be 1,700, and apartment with 2 bedroom is 2,180. But 2 bedroom is usually either for family or when you're living with your friends. Where are you? Let me send you this, so you can check that out. Everything regarding accommodation will be there. Do you offer a computer science program? What are the qualifications? Computer science, I think, so what we have is computer information system. That's a 2-year diploma program. And we offer Bachelor of IT. That's a 4-year diploma program. Because those are open intake program, what you need to apply for them is, being high school graduate, or show us that you didn't finish high school or you were studying somewhere else, and meeting English. So that would be main admission requirements for the program. I couldn't see the mechanical engineering department is there. I want to come to KP University. Which department will I have to enter? So with engineering, it's a little bit different at KP. So we offer 2-year mechatronics, 2-year diploma in mechatronics, and we also offer 1-year certificate in engineering. So that 1-year certificate in engineering will allow you to, once you successfully finish that 1 year at KPU, you will then, you can then transfer to another institution. You can apply for UBC, University of Victoria, or SFU. And if you meet, if you get into those institutions, you will directly go to the second year. But there is no mechanical engineering department as of now. How can I continue my education at KPU University if I have completed 2 years in my department? That would be a transfer credit question. So transfer credits are rarely happen when you are trying to transfer something from different institution, especially outside of Canada. It's much easier when you are studying within BC. It's a little bit more trickier when you're studying somewhere outside of BC, still in Canada, but different province. And it's a very different thing when you're studying, when you're trying to get your credits from other institution in other country. The reason why is because we are not the one who look at your transcript and decide if you meet, if any of your credits can be transferable. Your transcript and your course outline will be sent to faculty members. So the people who actually teach the program, and they will see and they will look at your transcript and course outlines, and they will deem if what you studied back home is the same that you would study at KPU. And if that's the case, you will be granted those credits. If it's not the case, you will need to start, you won't get those credits. And with that, you may lose your 2 years of studies back home. So I would suggest maybe finish your classes back home and then apply for post-baccalaureate program, something like that in Canada. Or if you don't mind and you want to try, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but you can still try and see. It's just we cannot promise you how many credits, if any, will be transferable to KPU and applied to your program. But you can still apply and see how it works out. Can you also mention about the internship opportunities during our studies? So yeah, that would be the co-op option. Actually, let me send you also link for that. So because everything regarding to co-op, it's a different department that's taking care of that. So if you have any question, you can maybe email them. But that, I guess, that what we would call internship. So here is the link for programs, co-op programs at KPU. Also wanted to mention that 88% of all programs at KPU will have some kind of work experience to it. And the reason I do this is that you may be asked as a task, as your annual homework, you will need to volunteer for 6 hours doing this project outside of KPU. Maybe you will need to do 3 hours doing something like this, or you will need to find a company that you can. It's all depend on the program that you are taking, but 88% of those programs will require students to actually go outside of KPU and try your knowledge and skills outside of KPU as a part of your classes. It might not always be paid, but it's still a practicum. And in Canada, we love volunteers. So in easy words, it's you work, but you're not getting paid. But this is something that you can put on your resume. And when you apply for jobs in the future, if company sees that you have been volunteering a lot of times for good causes, and even in your industry, it still means that you have that job experience, even though it wasn't paid. It was still you did your job, and that's a huge plus when you apply for jobs after you graduate from university. I think that is it with questions, and even with time, we only have 5 minutes left. I am very sorry if I missed any question. I hope I didn't. But if I did, please don't take it personally. It's first time I read questions on the side. So if you have more, please email me. I will put my email in the chat. You can, I think everyone can see chat, so you can copy that and send me an email if you want to. And otherwise, I think, where's this? Okay. You will find my email in the chat. Copy it and send me a question if you have any. How much application fee can we apply for more than one program? Good question. Application fee is $120. It is non-refundable. You will need to apply through Education Planner BC. But can you apply for more than one program? No, we only allow one program, one active program for a student on file. So before you apply, make sure that you know what program you want to apply for. Or if you apply to one and I don't know, but again, make sure that you have enough time for everything. If you apply for one program, but you see like in 2 weeks, you decide you change your mind, it's okay, you can change it. You can change your program before you're actually admitted to the program. Once you are admitted to the program, we cannot change it to anything else. You will only need to reapply for another program of your choice. But application fee $120 and only one application, active application on your student file. I think that is it, I guess, from my side.
Yes, thank you very much for your great presentation, Zlata. We believe it was a really informative webinar for the attendees.
Good.
We had a good amount of questions and you covered them all. Thank you for your answers.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I hope I hear from you in my emails. And yeah, let's keep in touch. Have a beautiful day, evening, night, I don't know. Enjoy your day, the rest of the day, and I guess see you on KPU campus at some point once it's open.
Yes, also I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Kwantlen Polytechnic University ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Zlata'nın paylaşmış olduğu mail adresinden iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Yarınki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you again. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much, ladies.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, how do I leave?